love working with children. I love watching them grow. I love watching them learn. I love watching them interact with each other. I like to see how their parents are empowered by watching the children grow and seeing how much their children are learning and allowing the parents to realize that they're their child's first teacher. And so a lot of the things that we implement here that they can implement at home as well.
And I love seeing them grow and develop over time. A lot of the children I work with are ages 3 to 5, and so it's neat to see them come in as 3-year-olds and then see the development that, you know, the progression they've made from 3 to 5 years old, whether it be in their speech or the developmental. And I just love being a part of the families that I interact with every single day, as far as going to birthday parties and soccer games and dance recitals. And sometimes I've been the only adult at birthday parties, but I still love to go every single year. And just not only having those families there while their children are in my care, but even like years and years after they've left the school, I still keep in contact with them. So I think that's probably one of my favorite things is, you know, being there for the families.
What I would find most challenging in the childcare field actually would be, for me, is that I always try to help everybody, and my girls would tell you that I always try to help people. And so some of the barriers would be that I have to realize that I can't help everybody. I love parenting, I love teaching parenting, but I have to realize that I can't help all parents and help all children. I can't be everything to everybody as much as I would like to. That's a challenge for me because I'm real passionate about what I do, and I love people. I love families. I love parents that have children.
And I would say my challenge would be being able to make sure that I'm meeting the individual needs of each child in my classroom according to their own individual personalities, learning abilities, things of that nature. It's different when you have a mixture of 3-, 4-, and 5-year-olds in a classroom together because the 3s are still in that everything is mine stage, whereas the 5-year-olds is let me do it myself. And so it's very challenging to have a happy medium where everyone is happy. My mother inspired me, first of all, because she was my first pre-kindergarten teacher. And I saw the way that she interacted with the students, the way she interacted with the parents and the children in the classroom, and even with myself in the learning process. And she did a very good job, and to the point where even now that we're all older in our 30s, there's still some of us from that original preschool class that have kept in contact, and when they see her, that their faces just light up and glow, and they still refer to her as Teacher Tammy, although she's not teaching anymore. But the impact that she had on the lives of those families and those children is just something that really sparked something inside of me to make me want to feel like, you know, one day I want to touch lives in the way that she did.
My daughter has truly inspired me. She is a person that I think is one of those individuals that are just a natural born teacher. When you watch her in the classroom, she's someone that really takes advantage of teachable moments. Her classroom, everything in her classroom teaches. All the books, the environment, everything that she has really teaches, really speaks to the children. She has a genuine love and concern for them. And I think the one thing that is really outstanding about her is the way that the parents love her, is that she has become literally a part of their family. And so when I watch her in action, it really does my heart well, just to watch her with the children and the families and how well they've responded and the rapport that she builds with them. And I really appreciate what she's doing for children. Education has been key in my family. I actually waited until my girls got what I called of age before I went back to school, and I actually went back to school and got my associate's degree. I started off with my CDA and then went back to school and got my associate's degree. And I think education is really important, especially if you're working in the early childhood education field. When I went back, I was in a classroom where I thought that the way we taught was the correct way, and then I learned a different philosophy as far as how children actually learn through play. And it took me a while to grasp a hold of that, you know, but after really trying it and watching how the children were really learning and interacting and grasping the information, I saw that it was the best way to go. And as far as my education, I really preached education in my house. I wanted my girls to have an education because I know the impact that education has on the people that we come in contact with.
Education wasn't an option. It was absolute in our household, and it wasn't just, you're going to do mediocre or, mediocrity in that area. You were going to excel, and she would come to the school. She was all the way up through high school. She would come and interact with our teachers, our principals, and they knew us very well. They knew Miss Trice very well, and I think they appreciated the fact that there was a parent there that, showed concern and took the time and the consideration to, to take an interest in her children's learning. And it, impacted us very well. Both of us are educated. Both of us have not one, but, degrees. And it's paid off in the end. I've always heard the term that you can learn through the books, but once you actually get into the field, then that's when the learning actually begins. I think it's easy for people to get the book knowledge, but once you're put in those situations and you're actually in that classroom, then that's when you really begin to learn, because some of the things I learned in the books didn't always apply, didn't always work in the classroom. And so I had to find new and creative ways to keep my classroom, running well and keeping the children interested. And I had to go and, ask questions and would visit other classrooms to see how other teachers would interact or how they would handle certain situations. And I would ask my mom lots of questions, and there would be times I was ready to pull my hair out, but, she would tell me what to do, and I would take her advice, and, it worked. Finding ways to get the parents involved, maybe doing workshops or, letting the parents come in and do some, interactive play with the children is a creative way to get them involved as well, because the parents are their first teachers. They're the first people that they're actually learning from. We're, as teachers, are secondary, and we're only helping, to push them along from what they've already learned. So I think once we get the parents on board, then you'll definitely have yourself an educated child.
The traits that I think are most important when you're working with children, one has to be a genuine love and concern for the children. Creativity is one where you're able to expound upon just regular daily activities and events. Also, as well as being patient, because not every child has the same type of activity level as the other child, and so you really do need to have patience. And really, if it's just a paycheck that you're there for, then this really isn't the field for you, because early childhood education, working with children, they're people, and they take time for you to learn, to get to know them. You have to learn their personalities, who they are, what they're about, and so you really just need to get to know the children that you're involved with, and it really does take time to do those types of things.
People don't always care about how much you know, but they always will know how much you care about them. And I think when you actually show an interest and show that you actually care about their children and their learning, I think you're more susceptible to having the parents get on board and help you, in the children's learning process. And I think it takes a lot of time, effort, selflessness, a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of you have to be trustworthy, especially, these people trust us with their children's lives each and every day. And I think it's really important that we show them that, I'm here for you, I'm here for your child, and I want the best for them, just as, I put my own children, in a teacher's hands. And that's the way that I want that child to be treated, is the way that I would treat someone else's child.
Quality early child care is essential for young kids. It really gives them a head start as far as their education, providing them with the tools that they'll need for lifelong learning. We've seen it in the middle school and the high school that you can tell when the students didn't get that education early on, and then it shows up later on in years, and it makes it difficult for the children to continue and to grasp a hold of the information that's being shared. If they get it at an earlier age, then it makes a whole lot difference as far as how they're able to learn and succeed in life.
My professional goals, number one would be finishing my master's degree in social work through St. Ambrose, and just kind of finding my niche in the Davenport School District right now. I like working with junior high, but maybe one day I think maybe move on to high school.
Well, the final goal that I would have would be to complete my BA degree in early childhood education. I've been working at that for years, off and on, and so that's my final goal, because I'll always be involved with children, always, from preschool up to high school or college. That's just my passion, so I know somewhere I'm always going to be involved with them. So my final goal would be to get my BA degree.